Here's the tail of the tape. Robert Cota 24 to Mahai's 20. Both guys made weight for a featherweight bout. Cota way under. Height advantage by 1 inch to Coubles, and reach advantage the same. But these guys very, very evenly matched. Let's make it official and go inside and meet these guys with Wayne Leggett.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest brought to you by Live Oak Texas Vodka is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Featherweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 141.8 pounds. Fighting out of Orange County, California, today he makes his professional debut. This is Robert Cota. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 144 pounds. Fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas, by way of Rochester, New York, today he looks for his first professional win. This is Mahai Coubles. Your referee in charge of the action, Professor Joe Solis.
I'm joined at the table now by UFC veteran Alex Morono. Alex, that first fight did not go how I thought it was going to go.
It did. We won. They had a scoring issue. They just told us we got the unanimous decision win.
Oh, good.
But on to a huge fight with some young prospects.
Yeah, I was saying on the walkout, Alex, both these guys 4-0 as amateurs. Cota has never been longer than 1:29 seconds.
These are big shots. Yeah, I know Coubles very well. I did some tape study on him as an amateur. We almost fought him for a belt. Didn't work out. Made his pro debut against a tough fight, lost, but like the own record does not indicate how good this young kid is. Oh, big knee. I mean, I'll tell you, he's in a firefight though in the first minute of this pro fight. Goes for a lat drop. The frame kept him from getting on top, but he did a good job building his base back to his knees. He's got a bit of a guillotine he needs to troubleshoot now, but it is arm in.
Yeah, both these guys were 4-0 as amateurs. Both had all 4 finishes.
And Cota's like, all right, I tried to finish in the first minute. It didn't work. Now I'm in a fight.
Yeah, and it looks weird because Robert Cota weighed in at 141, and he looks like the bigger fighter in here. Yeah. I weighed 145, but he looks like, he looks a little smaller than Cota today.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think Magi has fought at 35 in the past himself. So these guys are, good-sized 45ers, but they both got some room to spare, which is nice. There's this weird stigma in MMA, like, you got to be the biggest guy in the weight class, but I actually don't agree with that, being a not huge welterweight myself. Man, Magi is going for, like, these lat drops. Now he salvaged that very well. Good for him. That's a great way to turn a mistake into a effective technique.
Yeah, and immediately jumps out of the guard over into half guard on top.
Got reversed. This is a high-paced fight.
Yeah, and you can see Cota had all 4 of his finishes are knockouts. And so he definitely wants us to be on the feet.
He's never gone. Look, he doesn't know how to pace himself. He's never had to do it before. I'll tell you, he's giving Magi a lot to deal with right now. Magi's doing a good job. I know Magi does have a wrestling background, and he's looking to use it now because Cota is fighting like a 4-0 fighter with all knockouts. It is his pro debut?
Yeah, it is his pro debut. And you're right, Alex. I don't know what his gas tank's like. We haven't seen him before, but he is in a lot of trouble now. He dished out a lot of damage here, but this is the longest fight he's ever been in. At 2.5 minutes halfway through the first round, it's the longest fight he's ever been in.
All sorts of new experiences, and he's stuck in a rear naked choke. It's fully figured forward. The angle's not great. It's not under the chin, but this will still crank your neck. He ended up using it to reverse. This is the craziest pace. Big elbows here from Cota on top. Man, if you want to be a fighter, I mean, this is the standard for debuts here in Fury. Oh, man, he cut him open bad with one of those elbows. Magi's got a wicked cut. Oh, it's leaking right over his nose, right over his right eye. Oh, man, it's literally squirting blood. Holy smokes.
Yeah, what a beautiful sweep.
hit him with the
Coubles there.
Coubles hit him with a blood distraction into the sweep. Look at that. Look at the blood pouring.
Yeah, there is a lot of blood coming out of the head of Coubles.
I'm so glad we fought before him. Oh my goodness. Oh my, look at the blood. That's got to be, there's an artery that runs, or a vein, I'm no doctor, that runs right down the center of the head when Chidi and Jaquani got RoboCop.
Yeah.
He ended up continuing the fight, but you could see that vein poking out. Man, this is wild. This is one of the bloodiest cuts I've ever seen in Fury. And that says a lot, because we've seen some blood in this in this Fury cage. Man, but look at Magi, like second fight as a pro, gushing blood, and is not deterred. As a matter of fact, he's doing the opposite of being deterred. He's going into full mount right now.
Yeah, doing very well. Almost using that blood as a weapon right now, dripping that blood down on the face of Cota. You can see the disdain on Cota's face that this blood is going all over him.
Wow, man, wild.
Coubles' coach, Doug Frey, is a Fort Worth OG, been around for a long time, has a ton of MMA fights, known as a really, really gritty fighter, and you can see that that's been passed along to his students. I
am astounded how much this cut is just gushing blood. Sometimes they'll bleed him and stop. This one is bleeding more. Dude, props to Magi. What a freaking warrior.
And this is a slip and slide right now.
Dude, if I'm bleeding, I'm trying to bleed in their face.
Yes.
Going for a head and arm choke. I don't see any submissions happening from a squeezing standpoint. These guys got to be so slick. And like the smell of blood is distinct. You can kind of feel the iron in there. It becomes sticky in time. If you smell it long enough, it'll make you a little nauseous.
Yeah.
Wow, man, the cutting in and the cage cleaners have their work cut out for them. My God. Wow. It's not over either of his eyes, I don't think. I think it's right above his nose on like where a unibrow would go.
Yeah, it's hard to tell where it is right now. We'll see if we can get a shot of it.
So, fun correction. In the last fight, they called it a draw. It was not. It went unanimous decision to Dave Reza. They had just done a calculation error.
Yeah, congratulations to David Reza. Oh, that's a big elbow. That's right in the center of the forehead, just above the nose, Alex.
And oddly enough, I know it's bleeding a lot, but like that's not going to get risk of a doctor's stoppage. I mean, usually, because it's not going to impair his vision directly. I say that. I'm not the one with the pint of blood gushing into my eyes. My God, look at that. That's wild.
That is a lot of blood, and you know that will be something that they do have to pay attention to. And it's a vertical cut too, Alex.
Man, if there's still a lot of fight to go, I'll tell you, if Magi can pull this one out, dealing with that kind of adversity, I mean, says a lot about someone's character. And then props to Cota for doing the damage and fighting at the pace he's fighting at.
Yeah, Cota looks like he's been stabbed. His shorts have blood all over them. None of his own. But let's see if they can keep that pace up here in the second round. Crazy pace. I mean, because of the damage, of course, we've got to give that first round to Cota, I would think. Even though he was mounted there at the end.
Oh, man. He's getting to these takedowns and these body locks, but he's eating some punishment in the conquest for him. And then for those watching, Coubles has excellent striking as well. And in one of his last amateur fights, if not his last one, he landed a knockout knee, a one-shot sleeper. I think his team just sees the grappling advantage they have in this fight. And so he's hitting a hard-nosed wrestling assault. Successfully, too. Because he's advancing, he's looking for ground and pound. But Cota's doing a good job. Cota's keeping the pace up, too.
Yeah, both guys very athletic. Both guys' cardio looks like it's holding up so far. Because in a pace like this, especially with that much grappling, that much blood, that much, the striking exchanges at first were furious.
Oh, good left hook there from Cota.
Yeah, you can see Coubles is starting to be distracted by the blood on his face.
He slipped on his own blood. Big high kick there from Cota. I didn't know much about Cota before tonight, but man, I like him already.
Yeah, Cota teeing off.
Jeez, man. And those little pop shots, they may not knock anyone out, but they're going to open that cut up. They're going to start tagging up the eyes. This is wild. I'm glad we have an apron. We got about a 3-foot apron in between the cage and us, and you can see it is doused in blood right now.
Oh, my God. Did you see the blood is just squirting out of his head? I mean, the blood is pumping out of his head. I'm not worried about the blood going in his eye. I'm worried about how much blood he's losing.
So I've actually done a fair amount of research on this, and you could lose more blood than you think. I don't know the exact numbers, but I think like they say like a pint is okay.
Is it a gallon? Because it looks like, oh man, they stopped it because of the cut.
Wild. Oh, his eyes swelling up to man.
Wow.
Props to Magi for fighting as hard as he did with that insane gash on his head, and then props to Cota, who's busting out backflips. 1-0 as a pro in one of the most wild and bloody fights we've ever seen in this Fury cage. Insane.
Man, that was unbelievable. And you know, he started to punish Coubles again, hitting him with those short pop shots as Coubles was trying to get this fight to the ground, and it just opened that cut back up. And when Joe Solis separated them, you just saw a stream of blood just pump out of Coubles' head. Cota, we thought Cota was, he looked at it like, oh my God, are y'all gonna let this keep going? Because this was an unbelievable, here's that big shot, boom, elbow right to the center of the forehead. That shot just above the nose, cut him open. Very vascular in that part of the head. So blood just leaking from. Blood leaking heavy from the head of Coubles. You see here, Coubles trying to get this fight back to the ground. Not able to. There is a lot of blood there. Let's go inside and make it official with Wayne Leggett.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 1 minute, 52 seconds into round number 2. Declaring a win by TKO due to doctor stoppage, Robert Cota.
Robert Cota with the win. That was unbelievable. The bloodiest fight in Fury history, maybe.
All right, guys, I'm here with Robert Cota. Robert, right up here, bud. That was one of the bloodiest fights I've ever seen in this Fury cage. Your opponent in Magi was super skilled. You guys were both 4-0 as amateurs. This was your pro debut. Man, tell us, what were you thinking when you saw all that blood?
I was thinking, holy shit, but then I remember my name's Cutthroat, so it made sense, right?
Man, yeah, that pace in the first minute was insane. You kept it up. You guys were both fighting until the bitter end. What can we expect next from here in the Fury cage?
Put me on that card in June and I'll do it again. I'm here to look for finishes. I'm here for exciting fights, spectacular knockouts. I know that's what you guys want to see, and that's what I'm here to do.
Man, you made a lot of fans here tonight. Cannot wait for your next fight. Robert Cota, everybody.